Alright guys, we're going to do the Micronauts The New Voyages, issue number 6 from Marvel Comics. I enjoy it, so let's dive in because we are continuing the story, but a little bit different. Because this is from the viewpoint of Buck, and Buck is, flying away from his companions because he wants to go home, right? He doesn't want to, be with what am I saying? The Micronauts anymore. By Kelley Jones and Peter B. Gillis, by the way, Bruce Patterson, and all of the other people here. And he has a companion, and that's one of these aliens that they are visiting on the other planet. They are shapeshifters, by the way. And since Buck has a thing for Marionette, right? That's the woman here. Well, this is not Marionette, but she changed into her because he likes him, right? He's trying to please him. But then his mind is wondering what would happen if he was not there. So, and then in the beginning I thought, okay, is this just an imaginary story? Well, yeah. So he imagines that when they are just eating here on the planet, the rest of the Micronauts, they are getting dizzy. And it seems that these cute, well, not so cute little guys are basically the bad guys. But Acro here, he has a little bit different physiology. And he says, drugged, you waited until you deduced our biochemistry and betrayed our trust. So this guy says, he wants to attack him, right? But then you see him sending them slaves, And the whole motif, that's the word, is bugs. Acro is defending himself, but, the drug is catching up to him. And then it goes from, space exploration to full-blown horror from a Conan movie or from a Conan comic. That surprised me a lot. You shall be taken below, deep into the very bowels of the planet itself, down into the shadows that have been ruled since the stars were formed. It is there you shall meet your fate, and your alien blood shall be given in sacrifice. Sacrifice to the glory of him who we serve, the undying one, the sleepless shadow Borborygmus. I don't know how you say it, but all right, so, but then Acro is, still strong, and he breaks free, grabs these bugs, destroys them, right? And then, but then it's too late because the Borborygmus arises. It looks great, by the way. And they talk about Bug a lot, that he's gone, and then maybe they should have treated him well. And he says, well, how could we use the talents of Bug now? Now, in my opinion, Bug is pretty useless. I think he's useless, but because, he's, that quippy, quick, he's not really useless, but, from the whole Micronauts, I believe he's the weakest, but since I haven't read volume 1, I'm not sure that maybe he's one of the strongest. What do I know, right? Because I'm new to the series. So he's fantasizing about that, right? So Mary comes in, fake Mary. Your spiral path must be a marvelous place indeed to have created someone, a hero like you. Cut it out, Solitaire, that's her name now. I'm blushing as a green leaf. But I'm afraid I've been listening to the wrong broadcast. I'm no hero. But she is comforting him, and she says, because he's doubting himself a lot, and he comforts him in a physical way, if you know what I mean, right? But then later he fantasizes about something else, about that maybe, just maybe, the Micronauts are being treated like royalty, right? So they're having some kind of a tour, through this planet, through this city, and we see all this marvelous stuff. But then, oh no, the alarm goes off. And then what's going on? Well, it seems that these creatures have Bug enemies coming from the same planet as Bug. And they are space pirates. They are space pirates, right? And they want their resources. And And this is the captain called Sabatini, right? And the Sabatini is threatening him. And he says, you of the Confluence, my marauders, and I have your weak-jointed system at our mercy. I'll give you some good advice. Either surrender all the wealth of your systems willingly, or we take it by fire and circularity fluids. I hope I said that right. Circulatory. All right. So, and then Captain, is it Ron? I believe it's Ron, right? Just give me a second. Commander Ron, right? I always forget his name, not sure why, because I think he's a captain, but he's a commander. And he says, we'll help you. All right, so they are going into space and they got information what Bug, because Bug talked about these banned race from their planet, right? Because they are, marauders. And only a frontal assault would help defeat them, because that's what Bug and his people did back in the day before they banned these creatures. So this Bug says, Captain sends a showing of fools running straight for the heart of the fleet. That's what you think, you Bill Roach. They'll be planning to veer at least moment and pincer our flanks. You mark my words. Hold your course. But then they didn't do that, and they were panicking. They're trying to ram us. And then they are using, grappling hooks because they're ships. And they are going, heave-ho! Onwards. It looks great, by the way. I also admire Gene Kelly's what I'm saying. Kelley Jones's work, from where he was and where he is now. I enjoyed his work also, but his recent work is probably the best, right? So they are fighting, right? And they are talking about, Bug and how he maybe could have been here helping him then defeat these evil creatures, right? We may be hopelessly outnumbered, Micronauts, but we fight if necessary to the last man. And if Bug were with us, that's the way he wants it, Micronauts. So they're praising him, and it's all in his mind of Bug, right? Solitaire's the light from you. Yes, Bug. And he says, who are you? I am for you, Bug. That's the only thing that we see here. So what does this mean? I do not know. I really do not know. It's not really being explained. But then, I don't know, he does also something stupid. So he pushes a button because this is her ship, by the way. And she's a little bit angry. Not only put the ship on battle alert, but you dragged me right out of the shower. And she said it was worth it. Ship, from now on, all inputs are to be verified for me until further notice. And he says, I'm sorry. Are you still angry? And she says, yes. All right. Oh, well, certainly has a temper. Still have to a lot to learn about her. I bet the guys uncovered some surprises too. So there's more fantasizing about what happened to the Micronauts. I mean, look at this guy's face. I mean, I like that what Kelley Jones actually put some of this, this racist face into this guy. And so this guy is bringing them some food, and he says, I have to tell you something because you are misleading to evil. So far, we've been only met with kindness, friends. What could they be misleading about? Your friends are conquerors and oppressors. At this peaceful facade and talk of the maker is only a ploy to enable them to conquer your entire microverse. But, Commander Ron and his crew says, well, what is the evidence? So he says, if you come with me tonight, I will show you things that will open your eyes. Very well, we will come. So they are, giving some ropes, right? And they're going to some underground meeting point, I guess, right? And so this guy says, friends, that which we have worked for so long has at last come to pass. I bring you great news. Great news, everyone. So he says, all our plans have not been in vain after all this time. Victory is within our reach, for they have come at last. And he also is bragging that these visitors has fallen into their trap because, oh no, more bugs. Now that you have fallen to us, shall never leave. What is the meaning of this in all of the cosmos? Why us? This is madness. So this guy explained. I also like this, this thing in his eye, right? Not so much as you think, Arcturus Ron. I know the capabilities of the mighty Micronauts better than most. I knew the time to strike was when you physically and emotionally most vulnerable, when you have suffered an irreparable loss, when your beloved Bug was not among you. He was truly the stuff that held you together through adversity. He was your strength, your spirit. Ha! Look how you've fallen into my hands like children in his absence. This is cool. And then he reveals himself that, he is Baron Karza. So I believe Baron Karza, from what I've read, that is the big bad guy in Volume 1. And he's returned, right? Because they thought that he was dead. And now, I don't know, he says, the only one who might have stopped me, the hated insectivore Bug, is gone. Now prepare for death. Death at the hand of Karza. I made up my mind. When Baron Karza starts to pop up in my ridiculous fantasy, somebody is up trying to tell me something. And it isn't to run off and leave my buddy stranded without old Bug at their side to protect them. So he says, Solitaire, can you please turn around, right? Because he cannot, he cannot move on with his help of his friends. I'm not sure if he's staring at her ass, by the way. So she said, of course, I understand. And they are going back. We're going back home. Baby, you're the greatest. I like this. Just something different. Just something different. I mean, imagination. This is a whole story about imagination. Looks great. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I think we're going to do a couple of issues, to round up the story. And then we move on to other things, right? Otherwise, I cannot go into this indefinitely. I can do it, but probably it's not best for the channel. But let me know in the comments below if you want to see more. So guys, have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.